Hey, 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 peoples. It's another great day. It's only great because I make it great. Yes, I'm getting better every day, moving to the beat, riding the wave, allowing change to have its effect, move me closer to myself. Been down the rabbit hole and I'm back. Mental, uh, 9 Ether Being, author of Overstanding Darkness and Cosmic Awareness. And also, I dabble in music, so listen up.
A lot of people be talking about they God body, but they ain't done no science. They don't know no math. If you don't know you a multi-dimensional being, you ain't going nowhere. Check it. You ain't going nowhere. Why you wanna be hard if your knowledge is fraud? Do your science and manifest God. The truth will go far when you know who you are. Do your science and manifest God. It all starts in the mental, light shine in the maestro. My roars, universal energies that I flow. Giving off wisdom, the Senate bars, electromagnetic, unpolarized in both sides, so women and men can vibe. With massive frequencies inside, just lay back and take a ride. Your thoughts I control with scientific theories that hold your attention. Plus I'm empathetic, just to mention. A few of my mind's intention, blessed for Allah for quenching my thirst for knowledge of what's his way. To make sure it would stay, in sacred name I pray. Glory you, hey, but hey. Now what I say, Egyptian, Nubian, Asiatic, it's free. Existence, pure mentality, shared by all humanity. Be more than flesh is my destiny. Serving in many galaxies with the infinite light. Cleanse entity to hold the sight. Most can't handle the hype, being only down for what's right. I give my flesh for flight so humans can pass by all night. Why you wanna be hard if your knowledge is fraud? Do your science and manifest, God. The truth will go far when you know who you are. Do your science and manifest, God. Why you wanna be hard if your knowledge is fraud? Do your science and manifest, God. Do your science and manifest, God. Do your science and manifest, God.
Manifest.
Now use your vision for a deeper incision. Feel the power of the metal's collision, cause and vision. Leave your good thoughts for living and light fulfilling the empty space your conscience willing to do Jehovah's healing. A covenant made fulfilling. Give it top billing, the ascension, the growth in your level, a comprehension, light and dark unused brain. Flowing the essence you obtain, reflect on the source that contains the life-giving rain. Seven-layered universe remains, float on the vast ocean plain. Course spinning opposing direct for strain, just to obtain the necessary heat of knowledge of premortal deep. No sleep, deities keep creations at their feet. Universes give galactic life, solar and stars are in sight. Planets and daughters organized with a lighter foe, so realize we're panic for God's eternal eye, descended from pyramids from out the sky. Time for a light body to fly, telling death bye-bye. Why you wanna be hard if your knowledge is flawed?
Everlasting.
Do your science and manifest, God.
Do your science.
When you know who you are. Do your
Do your
science and
science.
manifest, God. Why you wanna be hard if your
Reprogramming you
knowledge
to go
is
to a
fraud?
new level of
Do
understanding.
science and manifest,
Think you
God.
can do that? You understand
Do
the codes
science
of light,
and manifest,
the
God.
powers of the brain, the
Do
chakras.
science and manifest,
Nah, you
God.
don't know what I'm talking
In a
about.
world of spatial darkness, the fallen light code gives this death and decay. You'll find no say. The atomic code stolen away. Transport earth in a body of clay. Committed justice we pay. For sins done day to day. The procession of the equinox is the cosmic time clock. Tells when your conscious can hop up to a higher notch. To watch universes form, conscious entities born. Universal love is the norm. The ends of light is worn. At a higher vibration, there's no limitations you're facing. The Father in a visitation, receiving orders for creation. Traveling to the central sun, the mouth of God, the kingdom, where your spiritual half is from. Past or tats and become purifying the grand union. Merge back into Allah, the one. The reason use love over hate is to demonstrate you don't dine off Lucifer's plate. Darkness I eliminate with bright thought forms who create the Adam Cadman state. Why you wanna be hard if your knowledge is fraud? Do your science and manifest, God. The truth will go far when you know who you are. Do your science and manifest, God. Why you wanna be hard if your knowledge is fraud? Do your science and manifest, God. The truth will go far when you know who you are. Do your science and manifest, God. Do your science and manifest, God. Do your science and manifest, God. The Adam Cadman, the four light bodies wrapped around this physical body or this electromagnetic body as you know it. With these light bodies wrapped around us, we can travel into different conscious time cells, dimensions, and other levels of creativity. But first we must rise our limited minds out of the animalistic tendencies and into the infinite mind using the gifts of the spirit. And then you'll understand why we have infinite abilities to know, to do, and to be. Now do your science and manifest.
Manifest. Oh, always try to hit you with a crispy, a good one, to get the mood going. That's from the Mental Maestro. I'm a fan. The person's also me. Same person. But I'm a fan of me. Gotta be a fan of yourself. Make sure you always put the right energy in every project. Be it books, poetry, music, relationships. All right, we got to get back to our authentic selves, the best us that we can be. But unfortunately, most of us are in this dream state. We got to awaken from the dream world. The dream world of what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good. That dream world. The world that is just out there. What up, Jazz?
What's up, bro? What's good?
What's good, man? Just talking about the dream world, how you got to wake up from what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm trying to see. I'm gonna go out and come back in. I want to see if she got the message for the podcast. Okay. Give me 1
10-4.
second. All right.
Go ahead. So most people would ask, well, how do you wake up? What is the dream world? Literally, break it down. And how do you awaken from it? The problem with the dream world is it feels real, meaning because you smell bacon and you love bacon, burger, French fries, pie, chocolate, ice cream, whatever the hell it is. Any of these senses you're using and you desire a thing. So the question becomes, do these things control you or you control these things? And the more we put emphasis on what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good, everything on the outside of us and none on the inside of us, the deeper into this dream we get because we have no original energy coming from the inner us, the source. God is omnipresent. Omnipresent means everywhere at once. That means God in you, in your consciousness. It could be that part of you that's always telling you, hey, don't do that. Hey, I don't think that's a smart idea. For us that have that conscious in us, for us soul gatherers. All right. 9 ether being just means my hair is the only hair on the planet that grows to the sun, like plants. There's only one race of beings on the earth. We've been persecuted, and hated around the world for no reason because we've done nothing to no one. But it seems to be because we were the first and we will be the last. I don't understand the hate me personally, but guess what? I'm in the world and not of it. My spiritual protections are nice. And I actually don't mind. I mean, death to me is just the beginning. I know it's hard for most people to fathom, but if you want to know about death and life, I would suggest you get the Metu Neter by Ra Amun Ra. No, Ra Netu Amun Ra. The Metu Neter. Excellent book. Excellent book. Breaks down the whole everything. All right. Then you could also get Overstanding Darkness. That's one of mine. You can Google it. Get it anywhere. You can get Cosmic Awareness. That's another one of mine. Just came out this year. Barnes and Noble online, Amazon online. Just breaking shit down. So now you have a fresher view of what is really happening. How you can awaken from this stupor of things that make you feel good versus things that don't. Because at your essence, you don't feel anything anyway. You've been conditioned to think away, to feel away, to sound away, to act away. And these conditions is what's got to come up off you. That's why the name of my book is Cosmic Awareness, the Upgrade 101. Upgrade how you think, what you see, what you hear. It's just like me and Jazzy did. We had it on another podcast. When you buy you a new car, you ain't never seen it, around. Soon as you buy the car, Jaguar, whatever. Soon as you buy it, all of a sudden, every time one come, you see it now. All of a sudden, it was like it was hidden from your sight. But now that you got one, you see them all. That's just things are right there in front of you that you can't see. What's up, Jazz?
Cooling. I was just listening to you because it was just so funny. I had to take my car to the shop. So I was just saying when we was driving that it was a Maserati truck, SUV. And I was just like, man, why? You know what I'm saying? It's like, but then, a gentleman was telling me, it's like, hey, people have a class that they like to stick with. You know what I mean? Like BMW, if it's Mercedes. But you start seeing a whole bunch of different Maserati SUVs now. So it's just funny because I just got out the car, and I was just saying the same thing. Once you see one and you mention it, and then it becomes like you start to see it over and
So
over.
the question is, how many times is that happening of things that people aren't seeing because they're programmed not to see it, or they just don't know about it? It's just. You know what I'm saying? How many instances are you missing out? How much consciousness, or because you're programmed into your phone, Facebook, television, listen to telelight radio, all that negative music and all that crap on the outside, all that noise until you can quiet all that out and get to the inner you for inner standing.
It's so dope. I still don't know all the functions to my phone, right? So it's following me. It follows my body wherever I go. So like if I had it sitting back somewhere, it would actually follow me. See, I'm moving this way and look, I'm not moving the phone. Yeah, that's dope.
Technology.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Because my daughter, her iPad does it. And then so when I went and got our phones, I don't remember this on the last podcast because I had the phone then too.
But that is good for podcasts, so they always keep you in the center of the screen.
That's dope.
Facts.
So, but yeah, hey, that's so funny though, Mental, because we was just talking about that same thing about how, like I was just like, yo, once you see one thing, you start to see so many other things. And like you said, the awareness, that was another conversation that we had about the awareness. Am I still there?
No, you good.
Oh, okay. We was talking about the awareness, like how things today, technology has made things almost to the point where it's like if we had to go a month without technology, some people will actually lose their minds, except for us that grew up in a time where we didn't have this.
They got games now for people. If you can stay 30 days in the wilderness, no electronics, no this, no that, you get like $500,000.
Right.
Obviously, you ain't got the right candidates.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Nigga, every day I'm counting money. That's 45,000 a day, baby. On my way. One more day. That's 80 please.
It's so funny because me and my supervisor was talking about the same thing today because we was talking about the awareness and how things has changed, and that like if you took 10, it's just so funny how when you start. Hold on, Mental. Give me 1 second. Somebody at my door. Hold on 1 second. Let me.
So what we're basically talking about is how when you get this upgrade, when you actually get into the spirit and that third eye opens, the third eye it's more than just what you think. Like, oh my God, I'm getting all this intuition. No, it's opening you up to just normal shit that you miss,
What's up, man?
that
How
you
you doing?
always thought you knew, or that you didn't even think about it until everything just puts it together. Because it's the total you. It's it's the you using your senses. All right. It's the you using your senses, and it's the inner you using all of the intellect and putting it all in one area within the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and the hippocampus. So the three wise men can focus the energy back, bring it down, and focus it back, right back to what you need. It's almost like how we allow the spirit to enter. When you get emotional, when you get mad, and you get uncontrollable, that's possession, baby. You don't let that demon possess you, and now that's why you wake up like, oh my God, what happened? I can't remember. Or you can remember and you just remember going crazy because you really didn't have control over what was gone. Oh, that's a spirit, baby. That's possession. Oh yeah. Don't get it twisted. All right. We in the realm now. We can talk plainly about shit. That's how that happens. And everyone knows how it feels to be emotionally obsessed or possessed. None of us is out of that code. Everybody that had felt the anger or the sadness or the whatever that just takes you over. And you got to sometimes get back to yourself. That's what depression is all about.
Sorry
I'm
about that.
really on that depression is that spirit, nigga. And then they start breeding that spirit in the psychology, saying people depressed. And I can understand of being depressed, but the condition of continually being oppressed, depressed, is what I like to argue. Because if I go to jail right now and I'm in jail, I'm depressed. Oh, I'm not liking what's going on. But when I get out tomorrow, I should no longer be depressed. Is that right, Jazzy?
Yeah.
Because now I'm out. The conditions that made me depressed are now no longer there.
But it's a mindset too.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But the
So
mindset
that
runs off the stimuli of emotion, which runs off the physical set of senses that we interact with this world.
because it's just like when the
Material.
people that did those solitary confinement and then they come out and it's just like they never even been down there. They held their mind together, you know, that long, and they thought that they could break them. And you heard stories about it, and they come out and
Yeah.
it's like they never even
Even
went
better.
down there.
No, they
Yeah.
come out even better
Yeah.
because they deal with their demons. You ain't got no one to talk to but you.
Yeah, you can
Think
dealing
about
with
it,
self.
Jazzy.
Yeah, you're dealing with self.
They put you in and you go to jail, and that's why sometimes jail is a good thing for some of these brothers that have never had a chance to slow the fuck down.
Mhm. They call it letting them sit. They need to sit
The
for a while.
problem is the only time they get it is in situations like jail.
Mhm.
That's the problem. Otherwise, when they hit the streets, they're always running because that's their life. Not everyone. You got a lot of wannabes, but some of them, that's just how it is.
A lot of people find religion or different things, you know, like um, 5 percenters was real big when people went to jail, then they came out speaking the knowledge, or you got Muslim, or you know what I'm saying, Christianity. So you got different variations of different.
Well, I always like to judge it by what happened. Okay, the 5 percenters, they killed uh dang, what's his name? The leader of the 5 percenters. Oh, I can't, it'll come to me. But they killed him.
Mm,
Malcolm X and his movement. Guess what? They killed them.
mhm,
Martin Luther, he was breaking away from all that Christian stuff, about to form his own thing. They killed him. Marcus Garvey. We can go all the way back.
Even on
W.E.B. Du Bois, Nat Turner, Booker T.
e-
Washington.
even on the flip today, we was talking about my supervisors, Caucasian. So we was talking about the
Six Season.
Ch- Charlie Kirk, how the guy actually his wife Drewski did the skit on her. Did you see that? So Drewski did the skit on her, but the
Too funny. But
hey,
go ahead.
but the thin line was when it came down to it, they were actually prepping him to be like the next president, and they killed him. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like in reverse, the same thing, but it happened to him too. One of their own kind. I guess because he was backing out or something or doing something different. And then the word is that, they killed him behind it too. So
Um,
it'd be the same thing. Just it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like what we're talking about. It's just like
it's the
it's just
same cycle of bullshit.
right.
What really kills me is how they've hidden time on niggas.
Mm,
They done took out maybe 100, 200, maybe 300, 400 years of time. It just got like that shit don't even exist in history books. All the shit how we felt like it came up and we were in buggies and we were never in that stage. That's that bullshit.
mm,
We had cities back in 1800s. We had cities, my nigga.
mm, mm,
So once you start to learn the truth, I mean, that's the real problem with what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good. It's so easily manipulated. The
mm,
only way to get to the truth is from within you, and it has to be that deep inner you. It's got to be that conversation with God, that omnipresent part in you that is active. That's how the spiritual gives support. Nigga, where do you think they start? They start in you. If you ain't in touch with you, ain't gonna be no spiritual gifts.
The deal too is that it's just like manipulation is at an all-time high. But the whole thing is the truth is too. You know what I'm saying?
Balance.
So right. So you look at it as far as you say, like I seen the one video where the guy was like, why does the earth look like this? Why can't you see any you can't see any land from space, if you're above the earth. And then the dude, he's like, I don't know, maybe because it's so far down. And then he said, no, it's because you're looking at a picture upside down. And they flipped the picture back upside down. And then it was, and
It
then
look,
he had the little balls and stuff. And he's like, is this Mars or is this, that, or whatever? And then one piece was flat, one was a cone. It's just manipulation of illusion. Like time is an illusion,
well,
so the whole thing
when
is
they faked the moon landing, they discovered that they can use cinema to convince the people that something has happened or hasn't happened. And they ran with it. That's just ran with it.
and the
Till
dude
they
was
get to
like,
the point now, the second level was to convince people that there's a pandemic and that you need to go get a shot. What do they got to do it through? Through the media. How? By convincing niggas in the news, on every television show, every fucking famous athlete. Everybody saying the same thing. Go get that shot. Got my shot, y'all. Got my shot. All that bullshit. All manipulation, manipulation, manipulation.
and so the whole thing is just like while they was going through the process of, he was showing them that everything was an illusion and that it's not exactly what they thought it was. And then he said, why would you listen to them? Why would you believe this? He said, why wouldn't you? Just because NASA or this person said it or whatever, you're supposed to just go ahead and go with it. It's just like with anything. It's like with
Anything.
religion,
Anything.
politics. You know what I'm
Because the
saying? It's just
preacher
like,
said it makes it true. And you have people that will live and die off what this preacher says, regardless of how good it was or bad it is or good it is. They had, this was a while ago, but they showed a preacher. Now, it wasn't in the United States, but I think it was over in Africa. He had the women bent over so he could give their bare ass a holy smack.
I see some stuff like that too.
Ah,
I see some
I'm
stuff
sorry.
like that.
I'm
It's just
sorry.
like some people just run,
Oh,
and then you know what the sad part is though? For the ones that truly believe in that and that's trying to do it and trying to live right, it just make it all hocus pocus. You know what I'm saying? For the people that really trying to go ahead and, because the one
it's a
thing that,
trap. All
yeah,
religion is a trap. You know why it's a trap? Because you can only go so far. You can only go in Christian as far as Jesus. in God. You can only go as far as Muhammad and Allah. You can only go as far as Buddha. Like there ain't shit beyond that.
Mm.
You see what I'm
But
saying? Our minds are so small-minded. We can't think of universes and galaxies and solar systems filled with
that's within
Earth-like
you.
beings, all mingling together, all telecommunicating. Because before
Mhm.
there was words, we telecommunicated through our minds. We ain't need words. See,
You know
everything
what?
was a mutation from the divine down to here, but now we're going back up the other way.
But the one thing though, like when we was talking, like when I was telling you about a one situation about when somebody's like they religion for them is all that they know. If not, they'll go backwards. You know, like remember the conversation I had? I don't want to go into it because I don't, want to put people business out there or
Uh-huh.
anything. But the whole thing is, it's just that the one thing that we discovered out of that, if that's the one thing to go ahead, whatever it is, I don't care whatever it is, as long as it's going to lead you, like you said, you're only going to be able to get so far. You know what I'm saying? It's going to lead you to consciousness. At some point, you're going to have to go ahead and come to that crossroad and make a decision.
To
However,
go further.
right.
Wait a minute,
However,
there's more beyond this. That's
right.
all. And no one says you got to stop being anything. No one cares what you, but you got to be real with yourself.
So that's why I said I don't really care what somebody believes as long as it leads you to consciousness.
No, I care what you believe because belief is death.
Hey, but the whole thing, you got to start somewhere.
Facts.
You don't start off at
But
conscious.
you can't be a kid in something forever. You
No,
can't
but
be an
that's
emotional kid forever. You can't be an intellectual kid forever. You can't be a physical kid forever because you're going to
right.
grow. Certain changes are mandatory. And if
That's what I
you
said. That
can't,
crossroad. You
right?
come to that crossroad, you're going to have to go ahead and make a decision. However, you have to start somewhere. Even
You
like when
do,
I started, Christianity. You know what I'm saying? But
like all of
how,
us.
like, however, and then it got to a point where I was like, you know.
See, me and Jazzy was different. I hated church. Me and my three brothers would do anything to get out of church. Anything. In fact, the only time I took the bus in my life was getting out of church and taking the bus downtown, going home willingly. My dad was Christian and my mom was Catholic. Oh my goodness.
See, but you had a
Had to
choice.
have it both. Ugh, huh?
You had a choice. You could
I
go
had
home and
a
catch the
choice.
bus. No, I'm
Choice
saying
of
you could
what? Oh
you could
no.
get
You know how we got that choice? Now I remember begging and pleading. We don't get nothing out of adult church. We're too young. All we do is get spankings because we do something, then we get hurt. We're too like, bro. I'm telling you, I don't know how y'all kids
my
were.
dad would have been like, what? Poop, poop, poop,
I
poop.
tell you
That
what.
was
Guess what? Guess what? And you know what my strategy would have been? I would wear his knuckles out. You're not
I
going.
wasn't
You're
I
not going
wasn't
because
doing
you're
that
not
with
going
my
to beat me.
dad.
You're not going to beat me into submission unless you're going to knock me out. I'm
Hey,
still your son. They're going to
yeah.
learn you can't. I got
Hey,
beaten regularly, my brother. Regularly. I used to think it was daily, but it probably wasn't as bad. But I'm talking when I was a kid because I was
hey, it started out
hyperactive. Hold
the
on, Jay. I was hyperactive and intelligent. Not a good mix when you small, bro. That's just not a good mix for older parents. And my parents were older,
you
and I
see
was
it
that
and
middle child.
like I came out the womb knowing you don't do certain things. It's just that
Oh,
like I'm
oh,
just saying like trying to go ahead and say I would like to catch the bus. You would like the what? You know what I'm saying? That I couldn't that wasn't even in my I didn't even see that as an option to go ahead
mm.
and
You
be
didn't even
resilient.
think that way.
I couldn't. It wasn't. I wasn't even because it's just that from like I'm trying to tell you, I didn't know no better from birth. My parents, my mom and dad has been like when I say that they truly live like, I mean, even till
Scoop
this
didn't go
day.
to church all the time.
Yeah, but Scoop parents was not saved as long as my parents was. I remember when his parents got saved.
Oh
I,
shit.
you know what I'm saying? I remember his dad, you know what I'm saying, being a street dude, my uncle. So
Uh,
it's you know what I'm saying, playing out in the fields,
I know what you're
women,
saying.
so you know what I'm saying? I remember that. You don't remember that with my dad. My dad came as a child, he was always that way.
Oh,
And my
okay.
mom too, and my mom too. You see what I'm saying? So it was no like, oh well, you know what? I used to do this, that, or whatever. It was just like, no, you're not gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? I
No,
didn't
don't get it twisted. I've probably got a few spankings over church, in
do
church,
few.
about church, around church, talking like I don't give a damn about no church. I mean, bro, I don't know what was in me. I was just, I was free since I can remember.
I
That's
was
what it
not.
was. I was
Dude,
free.
dude, I was in bondage even after I was out the house. I still
I still was in bondage.
Yo,
Look, my
hey,
body was free. Think
hey,
about that shit. Your body was free, but your
but my
mind
mind,
was still enslaved.
yeah, my
And
mind
that's
was
how they
still,
do us.
yeah,
That's
my
how
mind
they
was,
do us. And
that's what
think
I'm trying
about it.
to
Your mind was enslaved. Your parents' minds, they grandma, all of them came down from that teaching. Of, like we said, we done gave the slave master back everything, but it's religion.
tell.
And we can't, and for some reason we think it's difficult to find our own stuff, which is just spirituality. If you want to know what our stuff is, it's spirituality. If you read one book, will lead you to two, two will lead you to four, four will lead you to eight. Before you know it, you got so much stuff to learn and look in. You're watching videos and everything. The shit will take on a course of itself. It becomes alive. It's now a living entity in you that wants to know more. Jazzy felt it.
And see, you know what the whole thing is? I always felt it. That's the whole thing is, but I was just too afraid to go ahead and try. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I even like you said, how they say like you free and you don't even know it. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It's just like the horse, you put the thing on their neck and then you tie them to it or whatever to it, and they don't know that they can just
What Harriet
walk
Tubman
it.
says, I could have freed thousands of more slaves if they knew they were slaves.
See, but in my mind, I always knew I was like, man, this ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? However, it's just like, even like now, my dad in his 80s, you know what I'm saying? It's just certain things I will not do. You know what I'm saying? As far as cussing in front of my parents, you know what I'm saying? It's just certain things because it's just that like from birth, it was no, it was just I got a lot of whoopings, man. Me and Derry got a lot of whoopings.
I'm
Me,
telling you, I got double what you got. I'm
yeah,
telling you.
I don't
I'm
think
telling
so.
you.
I don't think
We
so.
only had three boys, so there was no girls, so there wasn't nothing like going on when the beatings came out. Wasn't nothing like, nigga. Three boys. Mom even used to shit. You want it from dad less than mine, because mom used to go crazy.
Yeah,
Like she
I
had
got
to
it from both.
prove
Oh, did
that her
I told you?
beatings meant something.
I told so I'm gonna tell you like I said this on here before like one of the worst whoopings I ever got in my life, right? Um I was uh I was like 10 or 11 and this lady down the street, something was wrong with her, whatever, because she ended up walking down the street, no clothes on, butt naked later on and stuff like this. So
Mhm.
but she had a garage sale, right? So in her garage sale, I always wanted the football board with the little men that vibrate
Yeah.
and run across, you know. So everybody on the street had one. So the lady had a couple in her garage sale. I was like, oh man. So I didn't have any money. So what I did, my dad keep these old coins, like the Buffalo nickel on them. Yeah. Yo. So he had this canister that was in his bottom drawer. So I didn't have no money. So what I did, I went, scooped some of them up, and I put it in a plastic bag. I went down to the lady and she looked at him. She's like, "Oh, baby, come on back, get some more stuff." So I gave her some of the coins and she's like, "Oh, this is plenty enough," because it was old. My dad had some collector coins, right? So my homeboy next door, me and him, I told him that I said, "Man, this is gonna be our secret." So I had him in a plastic bag. So I dug a hole on the side of the house, and
Damn. Now wait, time out. Time Wow. See, I ain't never went that far, bro. That's just
Yo,
straight thievery now, nigga. Now,
yo,
now
yo,
you going to places that I
yo,
didn't think of ever going. If I wanted money, I just
yo,
ask Dad, let me get some money,
yo,
man. Let me
yo.
get some bread, bro.
So, so,
Wow.
so check it out. So check it out. What I did, I dug a little hole on the side between my house and his house. It was like a little strip. And then I said, "This our secret." I said, we'll come back and this will be our little stash. I was a little kid, just thinking, right? So, um,
Like a
one,
pirate or something.
so I brought all the stuff. I was no questions because they thought I was borrowing somebody else's. But what happened? My grandma was up. She was up, God bless her soul. My last grandparent, she was up, and we was having dinner on a Sunday afternoon. And on Bradburn, you come up to our back door and screen door, but you can see the whole kitchen. So we all in there eating dinner,
Mm.
right? And then my homeboy came and he's like, "Here go the rest of our coins." Yo, yo,
Snitching.
yo, my
Snitching.
grandmother, my grandmother's like, "Oh, baby," right? And then my dad was like, "Coins." He was like, "Those better not be my coins." He said,
You
"You
know
know
the
what?"
coins they were.
He said, "You go wait in the basement." So I went downstairs. My dad went in the backyard, got a tree branch, came in there, whoo, 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 whooping me with it. Right? So, and then you know what happened when we was kids? So whenever somebody got a whooping on our street, everybody would sit on your lawn like this in the front of your yard. So everybody, so, so, so I'm in there getting towed up, and everybody on the whole street like, "Yo, he about to get a whooping." So they all sitting on my front yard, laughing, laughing, laughing. I'm in there getting towed up. So check it out. I got beat so bad, man. I think I was bleeding, right? And then when I finally got out, and then I couldn't go outside. After that, I was punishment. So I got a whooping and punishment. I forgot for how many days. But the whole thing, going to school or this or that, and then so it was a family like two houses down, and they heard what happened. So they called child protector service on my dad, right?
Mhm.
So white lady come in the house, and then
You know that you don't got to let them in the house,
he let him in.
but
Had
you don't
and
have to. But go ahead.
this is like in the 80s, so you know what I'm saying. So
Doesn't
they
matter. But go ahead.
she came in the front porch with her stuff, and then my dad, she was like, "Yeah, Mr. Daly, we had complaints about child abuse here, that this, that, or whatever, whatever." And then my dad said he called all of us. He had us all lined up by ages, all five of us, right? And he said, "Y'all turn around." He said, "Do you see any that he said, "I work hard." He said, "Do you see any where I abuse my kids, this, that, or whatever?" And then the lady was like, "No." And then she said, he said, "Well, do you know what he did?" And then he said, "You know what? Matter of fact, he took off his belt and gave me a whooping right in front of the lady." Yo.
As a matter of fact, how's this thing?
He said, "You want to see what I did to him?" I got
I'll
a
show you
whooping.
right now.
Yo.
It makes me mad about the whole event now that you here
I got another. Yo,
all
I got
over again.
two. I got two mental. I got two.
Mm.
So hey, but that was it. Nothing ever happened. So after that, my punishment was over. I was able to go outside again. But however, I'm just saying that's the kind of stuff that That's why I was just like I was scared straight. You know what I'm saying? I was just that child. When I did stuff or whatever, I was so afraid. Like, even as far as like my home, everybody on the street, they was drinking 40 ounces and stuff. I was just like, man, I can't even go. I would be afraid to even be around my dad smelling like beer or a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because it would automatically be go time on me. So I was just like, nah, bro, nah. So I ain't do none of that stuff. And then like curfews and all of that. So like I said, it was different, man, because my dad was a pastor. You know what I'm saying? So, and then my dad really lived by, like I said, now when we talk though, I talk how me and you talk, and then like he might even see me online right now. He'll chirp in and be like, "Hey, y'all doing a good." You know how he do. My dad,
Mhm.
so out of all the people that when I decided to go the spirituality route, that I thought that I had to fear the most was my parents, and they were the most accepting out of everybody.
Mm.
Everybody else was like, "Oh, you doing you know what? You don't got the devil in you, this, that, or whatever, whatever." I sit down and I talk with my dad and my mom for hours, and then they see what I see, and then I explain certain
Well,
things to them,
well, you
and
got to remember, you're in the realm of knowing now. So when you're in the realm of knowing, any intellectual person with common sense can recognize truth. When you spit the truth, it's either recognized or despised.
Mhm.
All right, because if they don't recognize, they definitely don't like it.
So it's just amazes me though that the people that I was so fearful of knowing the route, that I had changed and that I was walking, are the ones that embraced me the most out of anybody. So I was like, you know what, man, fuck people. If my parents, the ones that, you know what I'm saying, my mom and my dad, they can go ahead and then they can listen to, the things I have to say. And like, even when me, I had my dad in the background, when I'm on the phone or over there and you talking to him, it's just like, it's easier now. You know what I'm saying? But before I was so afraid, but soon as I broke loose, I had problems, man. People come on my page still every day, be like, when you're going to be a preacher, when you're going to be like your dad, this, that, or whatever. My dad is like, no, take your own path. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
I can't respect them about that.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
be-
So
believe it or not, I've heard that. So, man, you should go to church and be a preacher and do this and do that. And then I said, what am I preaching? What am I going to preach? I can only preach my divine journey from being a peasant
mhm,
to going to pricelessness, because everything I achieve is priceless. Family, friends, love, shelter, job, everything. It's part of my whole spirit thing. Books, hip hop, poetry, podcast, all of it's the same thing.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So my energy kind of moves, and I've always been the same person. Even back as soon as I got out of the military, back when I was 17, went in when I was 17, got out when I was like 22, 23, and read some books, opened up my mind, and when I came back, I was on a journey. Nigga. I was like, yo, I was already done with Christianity in my teenage years. That was dead.
And then you have the people that say, well, you ain't never really have the Holy Spirit. You ain't never have this. You ain't the reason why, if you were, you would never left and all of this stuff. And, and I was just like,
Well, what I was gonna my bad. What I was gonna say was you had two more people than I had. At least you had your mom and dad, man. Two more than what I had. I had me, myself, and I.
mm,
But I always talk to myself. In that conversation, gradually, like, look, this is what you got to do. Then I started following myself.
mm.
Oh shit! Well, they want to do the fuck what they want to do, nigga. You they or you us? What are we doing? Don't make no sense.
That
And it always
conversation.
used to go back to being a black sheep. You gonna follow what the family do, or you gonna do what you do? Because it seemed like it was always a fight to be who I wanted to be. Always a fight.
It's
So
always
I
a
got
fight.
used to it young.
It's always going to be a fight because there's always going to be somebody in opposition that's going ahead and trying to make you follow their way. You know what? That's the whole thing is like, you know what? Why can't you just be? You know what I'm saying? Why
But
can't you
I
just
don't
be?
care what no one else is. I'm not telling you to do. If you like it, I love it. Do
Hey,
you?
it's just like, when you see posts about stuff and then somebody go on this whole spill like the Lord Jesus Christ wants to come and save you and this, that, or I only follow this and that's my personal savior and all this. And I'll be like, man, who the fuck asked you any of that? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I just be I
And you
you
know what
know
I'm. And look, and that's how it's different. You know what I go through? Well, Jesus said to be learned. He said
But
to
the whole thing is,
learn,
but
to
you know what?
read.
I
Hold on. Are you learning and reading? What other book are you reading about Jesus besides the Bible? Because there's books out there that has his whole childhood. The Urantia book,
Mhm.
2,148 pages. I've read it twice. It has the whole childhood of Jesus, where he went, why he went, and all the way up to the baptism and all that good stuff. What they leave out. The book of knowledge, Enoch, talks about the same Christ energy. Now it isn't a person, it's an energy. They took it from one book,
and
transported it
use
to
it.
another book, and made it into a person.
Mhm.
I mean, you can't make this shit up. Once you start reading for yourself, your inner spirit, you take one step to the spirit take 2 steps to you. That's 3 steps. That's the Trinity. That's the energy. That's the key that unlocks the doorway, the sigil, that so you can go into higher realms.
My thing is, it's just like when I'm at work, I'm surrounded by a lot of people that are Muslim, and then it's like it's different now because like back in the day, they used to come and they used to stop you at the remember on Main Street and Genesee, they used to stop you and be
Remember,
like,
I was a 5%er. That's a step above the Muslim because
so
we know what
so
they know plus what we know. But go ahead.
so, and then it's just like the people that come knock on your door, Jehovah Witness,
See,
you
I love
know.
talking to them.
Hey, no, you know what? My thing is, it's fine, but the whole thing, if somebody tell you that they good,
You should be good. Yeah. Well, you got to remember,
you
they feel like they're saving your life. Like they're doing the Lord's, the God's justice by helping you, save you, even though you like, wait, hold on. So then I do the opposite. I'll
then you
just
got
go into what they know or
then
don't
you
know.
then you got the ones that ride on the bike with the white shirt, the Mormons. You know what I'm saying? The
That's
little
all.
black tie. They come and then they see you, and then they you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I just want to ask you a question. But then you know what? And then like, least they go ahead and you say, well, look, I'm good. They kind of leave you alone.
Well, see, most people are religious, so they believe. You can't believe something and know something at the same time. So if you're a believer, you're going to believe in shit that's totally wrong. Okay. And that's something that we got to come out of this belief bullshit because
Hey,
200 people over there said it's right doesn't mean it's right. Okay.
you, you,
Right and wrong, it comes from where? Within. You are the judgment of right and wrong. You are the judgment of truth and falsehood. You are the judgment of what is good and what is not good, what is evil. That's on you, your inner you, not the you that follows what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good. That's worried about somebody's opinion. That's wanting to like on Facebook or Twitter or all that bullshit.
man, I'm so like right now, mental. I tell you, like the way I've been lately is just like as far as like even going places, going here, going there. Like I went to like I really don't go out no more. You know what I mean? Like I stopped doing the party stuff
Mm-hmm.
because after a while, if it don't have nothing that's gonna draw my attention, everybody else could be having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Partying, they feel like they this, that, or whatever. Oh, the party was lit. And I'm like, because I have to be entertained. And musically, I need instruments. I need somebody spit poetry. I need somebody singing. I need somebody doing the whole
Old
thing.
school.
I can't do the party stuff no more because you know what? And then when you go to a party today, at our age, okay, like the younger age, they wild out. They having a time of their life, but that's what they're accustomed to. So you got to look at it. We come from the red light parties in the basement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The little blue light or the red light where you put the record on, somebody is
Mm.
playing as a DJ and you got a whole bunch of people in the basement, y'all partying and grinding on
The
girls and
vibe is
so
excellent.
so we did that. Then we started doing the club thing. You know what I'm saying? So and then the club thing and then so and then in our time people dance.
I
Like
think
when
we
you go
lost them.
when
Up. You're back.
So when you go to the club and stuff now, um, most of the time people just standing around looking at their phones. You know what I'm saying? They really don't dance. If they do dance, they're doing line dances.
That's
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying? Once you do one
The,
line dance,
the
you're
whole
stuck.
point of the club was to go meet women. That was the whole point. Was to go talk to someone. There was no reason for me to be in a club with women in the club and they on the other side and I'm on this side. That shit don't make no goddamn sense. I don't know
And you
what that
sitting there
is.
and you're sitting there at the bar,
On your
you got a
right, on your
drink
phone.
and you got
No.
your phone. So that's the whole thing too. So I'm like, so that's the one thing. And then you got girls that they'll get in a group, they come out together, they dancing or whatever, twerking on each other. So this is a typical club now. So that's why I'm like, you know what? Like, and then if you start one line dance, mental, they're gonna line dance the whole night. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know why? It's that conformity, that social norm bullshit. They got to do what everyone else doing. I can't be over here doing my thing and you over there doing someone breaking. That's too many things happening.
So
Kids can
that's
only focus on, well, as we get older, some of us can only focus on simple left, right, back, forward, cha cha cha.
so when I was doing that, like me and my partner was doing the party thing, last year, and then every week, remember, I used to hate going. I used to hate going to the club.
Oh, there you go. You back.
Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah.
me? Okay, so I used to hate going. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole thing is, it was not fun to me anymore. So after my birthday, and then I was already feeling it like last September, and that's when I called my man. I was like, bro, I'm retired. I can't do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. I mean, I can't. It's not in me to do it.
If
And
you were down here with the water, nigga, we invest us a little boat, nigga. We do our little boat parties, jazzy fizzle style, 5 point production. So much is going on down here. It would be a lot easy.
you know,
Simple.
but you know what the thing is? I just don't have the love for it no more. Because the whole thing is, I want to go now. Like my whole thing is for the summer. This is my goal to go to as many live events that I can. I don't
Mm.
care. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Sound
Friday.
like my brother. That's what Chris. He done been to so many concerts, live events.
I want the full experience where you got a keyboard player, a drummer, a bass
Oh,
guitar player.
yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? You got a host. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody that's coming out
You need the
singing.
roots. Everywhere you go, you want the roots. Not the
Yeah,
roots, but a live band,
yeah.
everything.
I don't want the half stuff like you singing to a track. You know what I'm saying? I want that experience. I don't care. At this point, I don't care if it's a white man, as long as you're good. You know what I'm saying? That's
Orchestra, you don't care. Come on, give it to me.
as long as you're good. I just can't do the party scene no more. You know what I'm saying? I just feel
Well,
so out of place.
it's so
I went to
watered down, and the music is like boo hoo. Unless you're doing a '70s, '80s, unless you're doing something in the past before 2000. Shit is crazy, man. It's just don't nobody want to hear that.
Hey,
I
and the
mean,
thing is, you got to look at it. Look, I'm be 57 this year, right? So I don't did every kind of party that you can think of, from pajama party, tattoo party, um, pool parties, yacht parties. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I did everything. When we did a tattoo pajama party, we had a bed in the club. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
we had a bed on the stage in the club. You know what I'm saying? Then like it's just like this is like in the '90s. So we did hundreds and hundreds of parties. So it's just like, what else can you do as far as a
you just
party?
partied out, man. It's over.
That's why I said I can't do it no more. Unless you want to have some kind of sit down dinner, you know what I'm saying, where you got servers coming and giving you your food, and you got, you know what I'm saying, that
You
you
can
got
do a poetry night, a spoken word, nigga. You
the
can do.
the,
There's so much you can do
the
when it's.
only way the
Go ahead.
only way I would do something is if I owned a spot, and then I just like, hey, people say, hey, you mind if we do poetry here tonight? You know what
I
I'm
say,
saying?
yeah.
But other than that, I don't want to do any of it no more. The only thing I want to do is just go sit down and relax and watch the show. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like people last night, they was asking me when I went to the party last night. I had to leave because it was, I got to be at work at 5, but then it became a party. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that
Mhm.
no matter how much fun everybody else was having, I'm sitting there like, I
Uh,
want to. You know what I'm saying? And it was lit. It was lit for what it was. You know what I'm saying? But for me, you know what I'm saying? My
just in, yeah.
desire, my thirst is not for a party anymore. It has to be live band. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm being entertained. I want to hear somebody some background
Well,
vocals in the
remember,
background.
now you're a little different. Your chakras are vibrating on higher octaves, so they want
Yeah,
higher things, and that's
yeah,
musical symbols. You want to be able to hear the drum, hear the
right.
trumpet, hear the guitar, hear the
Hey,
bass
yeah, I want to like
live.
when the jazz thing come, I'm gonna be so much in heaven because you could just pick and choose whichever thing you want to go to, and they got a full everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just older now, so I'm not knocking what everybody else do. Like some promoters here now, they stick with that. They my age and they still promote, but the thing is, they promote younger and they get money. So I can't be mad at it. But see, money ain't it ain't about money
All
for me.
money ain't good money.
You know what? I need
I make
substance,
the money don't make me.
and that's my thing is I like substance. I want to feel good about like man, somebody said some poetry tonight that rocked my soul. Did you hear that? Did you feel that? You know what I'm saying? That's what I need now. I can't do anything else. So I was telling people this like I was like, dude, I'm retired. I'm done.
Tired, bruh.
Yeah, I'm tired. And then and then like spiritually right now is just like where my heart and my mind is at, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure that I'm the truest authentic thing that you can see about who I am. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. I want to, wherever I go, I want people to be like, you know what? That's Jazz. And he ain't changed. I mean, he changed spiritually, he's growing, but however, is it what you see on here is the same person that you're going to get no matter if I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in a grocery store, you know what I'm saying? If I'm with my kids, my grandkids, I'm the same person. I don't want to, this whole thing of somebody putting on a face, that's never been me. I don't care about labels. I don't care about all of that stuff. Like I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, like the whole thing is that this world is truly like it's like the illusion. Like you said, you're looking in and then you're just looking at and then like what's the thing
Awakening
said
from the dream. Because
every
now,
day.
once you awaken from the dream, now nothing looks the same anymore.
It
It's like
don't.
putting them damn shades on, nigga. Everything is different now. Then you want to try to take them off, but you can't. You can't go
I
back
mean,
from knowing to not
even
knowing. That's impossible.
even people, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like I'm just at the point where it's like, you know what? My kids, my grandkids, and my parents. Outside of that, it's just like
Call it a day.
you know what I'm
I
saying? It's
mean,
just
I'm gonna be real. I know, as far as what I'm into in the depths of the spirit I want to get to, it's me on me. Ain't nobody trying to go do the. I mean, me and you discuss stuff, but I be trying to do it.
hey,
Seems like every
because
time
you know what? Because you know what the
oh,
whole thing is. You know what the good part is when you go ahead and then the stuff that you studying and the stuff that you practicing, and then you get to actually see like, wow, this shit really works. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
then you
like,
see it came from something very small, learning one technique to putting multiple techniques together. Now you got multiple on top, different stages. This shit is crazy. Crazy. And it's just me, you talking, dealing with you, making your own little magic happen.
hey, and then like you call and say, Jazzy, you gotta hear what happened to me today. You know,
I got one for you,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Let
Let
me
me
tell you,
tell you what the
let me,
spirit just did.
yo, you know what? That's excitement for me. You see what I'm saying? I like to see that. I want to hear more people call me and say, you know what? Let me tell you what happened to me
Let me tell
today.
you what happened. Look, you are
Yeah,
probably the few people that actually give a damn. Don't nobody care.
Those are
Because
kind of things I really.
you're more like, because I know if if mental can do it, I can do it. So you just be like, oh yeah, keep going, break them barriers, baby. Let me get that.
And
Let me get that shortcut if there's one.
that's the whole thing. That
Yeah.
go removing the veil so you can
Remove all
see
that
the truth.
veil.
You
Boom,
know what
boom,
I'm
boom,
saying?
boom.
So you can
Because
see the truth,
right, because I
man.
told you, tapping in is easy now. Tapping in. All I think about is just darkness in me, darkness in me. And when I open my eyes, I'm not looking through my physical eyes. I'm just tapping into my spirit. I don't want to know anything. I'm just experiencing the world. And it feels different because I don't have any thought drift. Because I'm not thinking about anything. Nothing.
That's a good place to be because the whole thing is that means that you got rid of the how they say it, the monkey noise, the clatter, the clutter.
All that's gone. All that's
That's
gone.
that's good
All that's
because
gone.
I still hear that background noise when I try to go ahead. Sometimes you know what I'm saying. You could tap in, but you still hear like the distraction stuff, and that's the whole thing about why I said it's just like clearing your mind, being a peaceful
Well,
state. You know what I'm saying?
a lot of it is just ignoring.
Mm.
Just ignoring.
But I also heard that it's you're supposed to hear that stuff.
Well, you want to get to a level of consciousness where a jackhammer could be going off and you're still in your meditation, can't hear a thing. You understand what I'm saying? Because what all you're basically doing is detaching from what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good. You're turning them senses off to turn on your inner senses. If you want what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good, but on the inner you.
You know what
Now
I
you
think?
can look like anything, smell like anything, be anything, be as powerful or as weak as you want. You know what I'm saying? Touch anything you want because it's all on the inside where you're unlimited. That's where we have the power of the creator. We have unlimited ability to do, to be, and to know, but it's all on the inside. When you come out, that's when the limits start to hit.
I think a lot of it have to do with fear.
All of it has to do with fear.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just like, you could say, fear not, you don't fear this, fear that. But the
If
whole thing
we
is,
showed a picture of people dying and no one went to hell, tell me how life would be different. Think about it. People died, but no one went to hell. There was no hell.
if people really tapped into that, that's the ones that have the carnal mind, it would be chaos.
Yeah. Well, ain't that where we're at now?
Yeah.
The only reason most people believe in is because they're afraid. Not because of God. They're afraid that God gonna put them in hell. But
Or,
if you
or,
remove the stigma of, oh, there is no afterlife punishment at all, you build your afterlife like you built this life right here. You
you know what?
continue.
I think too, that's one aspect, but I think another part is fear of like saying, okay, so if I let everything that I've been taught, or okay, what next?
Well, that's the next issue.
No, no, no. I'm saying that's where some people.
Because what's next is they say they going to heaven. So they going to worship for the rest of their life and drink, golden milk and sit back and have women and da da da. My question is, who wants to do that forever?
No, what I'm saying is that,
No,
like,
but hold on. But I
I
know
hear
what
what you're
I'm saying.
saying. Like
Who wants
that.
to do that
That's a
forever?
whole nother.
Just like you don't
That's
want to
the.
burn in a lake of fire, I got you there. But who wants to worship and do nothing? Basically, nothing. Never getting better, never getting stronger, never moving, trying to learn or be more than what you are. And that's
I,
why I think reading certain scriptures is so important because it explains why we're here to get the training, to be in a body that dies. Because when we go back, there is no death. It's all infinite and eternal. Everyone returns back to heaven if you were there in the first place.
hey,
Because some of us came down, some of us were born right here on earth, and what is earthly stays here.
so two things. So the one thing what I was saying was like where I was at. My thing wasn't worried about going to heaven or hell. It was just like, okay, so all my life, this is all I've ever known. What do you do next?
But
that was a part that
that's the
happened with me.
never-ending journey.
No.
That's
But
the
I'm saying
part. That's the start of the race.
that's a part that will go ahead because it's just like, so you mean I gotta forget everything as far as all of this that
Yep.
you know about? No. But that can be a holdup because people be confused because they'd be like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? That was my dilemma. It
What
wasn't.
was your
It
like
was
your first step?
yeah. When I was making my decision that you know
Uh-huh.
what I want to go ahead. I want to go back beyond the Bible. I want to go back before books was written. I want to go back to knowing the true essence of I am.
Okay.
Okay, so my thing was, okay, as I was going back and everything, the first thing that hit me is like, okay, so what am I supposed to do with everything I learned all this whole time? That was the fear.
Oh
So
no,
it was
you
so
use
that
it as information.
yeah, but
And
you know what? The
what I
thing
used
is,
to do was, as I gathered truth, information that fit into the truth was kept. Information that was outside of the truth was discarded because it was no longer any good. Because I'm
but
on
you
the
have
road to the truth.
but you have to learn that though. It's not something that you just go ahead because you just say like somebody's just like, man, I'm fed up with this. I don't want to go ahead. I don't believe this stuff no more. I don't want to go ahead. And I there is some truth to
I
this,
was
that,
I was a
whatever.
little I was a little different. I've been on the journey before I knew I was on the journey. I'm just not real. I was born
You
literally
always had
for
some
this.
kind of insight of knowing that things was not the way they seemed or they appear to be.
Always.
But the thing is, it's just that indoctrinated. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes
I wasn't
you
as indoctrinated as you though. I fought
yeah,
against it early.
right.
If there is such a thing.
Yeah,
I
no,
fought
I get
against
it.
it early, my nigga.
So that was a big turning point for me. So it wasn't the point about like heaven or hell because once you get to the part is it's like because you know what you remember in Sandman at the end when his sister she was she was the deaf lady, the black lady in Sandman the movie.
Uh-huh.
So every time she came to talk to somebody or whatever, it was their
They
time or
die,
whatever,
right.
and she was going to be the last person to hold the keys. That's what she said. She was the last person after death is no more.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? After it's done over
Done
with,
and over
th-
with. It's finished.
then that's when she hand her keys in.
Mm.
That was crazy. I mean, that's not crazy. It was just something to think about because the whole thing was it the end of her? That was her time, or
Or
was
the
it
end of
of
death. Because remember, we're in a world and not of it. If you
because
close your eyes, you can see the Coca-Cola can. If you drink cola and you can taste it, you can see yourself drinking it. It's Pepsi, drinking it and inside without using your eyes, without using your tongue. So it's letting you know there's more things out there than just in the physical. But it only becomes discernible when you make the decision to go within. And that's going to be a decision that you're going to have to fight with everyone. If you're married, your wife, your friends, because you're not going to do the things that you were doing before. Things you cared about before ain't going to matter no more. Shit is crazy. You
hey,
actually start thinking about if I had 3 days to live, what would I really give a damn about? Think of how that mindset would change everything. And what you do.
everyone's perspective would be totally different.
Totally different. I got 3 days and I'm done, nigga. In an accident somewhere. All I know is I got 3 days. What would I do different? How would I change? Or a week, or a month, or a year. It don't matter. Once you know the day that bitch comes, it just sits like a time clock in the back of your head,
Tick
reminding you,
tock.
oh, nigga, 344 days left, nigga. 343 days left,
It's
nigga.
almost like people that's incarcerated. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? The whole thing with them too. They like they got 20 years. So
Whew,
just
shit.
that's a long time.
Yeah. Whew,
No, I'm just you know what? But the
mercy.
thing the crazy insane part about all of that is just like I used to say. Like when people do stuff. You know what? The spirit talked to them and said, "You mean to tell me that you didn't hear nothing say, man, you probably shouldn't do that." Don't even don't.
That's a bad decision. That is going to end us in jail, sir. Don't do that. But it's so much fun. Remember, they're not going by to enter them.
I had a conversation with someone on Sunday, and then I was explaining to them. I was like, with anger and the position, like when you feel like all your chips is done and you feel like everything is against you, and then you feel like, okay, and then it doesn't. This is something I want everybody to hear this, okay? Because the thing is just like when you get in a place, no matter what part of place in your life, and you feel like, okay, just say if you lost your job, you know what I'm saying, you lost your house or your place to stay, you don't have no transportation, and then it feels like the world is crashing in on you, and then the whole thing is you get angry. You don't think you get angry, but you get angry, and you may get angry at other people that are doing what they're supposed to do, and you're mad at them because you feel like, oh, I did this, I did that, you know what? But the whole thing
Jazzy.
is,
But like you were just saying, not only that anger, but that anger is part of the possession because that spirit is now in you. You done opened up that sigil, that doorway in you, and let that anger. That's why people do something when they get so angry that they can't. All they know is because they're being possessed, right?
and the,
Guess to this. No, listen to this.
I'm listening. I'm listening. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Together in my mind. So we was talking about how you get angry, and that anger makes you do shit, and that when you do it, you start falling. Do you know when you fall so low that even the evil spirits don't want you no more? That's when you at bottom. That's when there's no way to go up. The spirits don't even want to use your ass no more. Think about that shit, Jazzy.
Yeah,
that's what I was just, when you were talking, that's what was coming to me. Like they have been used and angry and mad and 20 years. Nigga, the devil don't even want to fuck with you no more. You know something? You good, bro.
Because
you need to get right.
Because you know what the whole thing is? What happens is that, you know what? Once you get to that point, he's saying that, you know, I don't even have to use you no more because you're already there. You're going to do the work for me, for yourself. Good. Because you know what the whole thing is? You're going to be so mad that you're not mad at other people. You're mad at yourself. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is you're taking that anger and frustration out on the next person. It could be your woman. It could be your homeboy. It could be your children. It could be your siblings. It could be anybody. It's just that you are in a place where you're so angry at yourself that you allow yourself to project that anger, and you like, one little thing could be a time bomb, and then just one decision that you can make that you can regret for the rest of your time.
That one decision. And that decision, I know the spirit said, hey, bro, don't do it. Because those would be the ones. And then think about it. You got 20 years, because now you got 20 years or 10 years or whatever for you to get to know your spirit. It's going to have to take that for you to get to know.
And the thing is, that's really something, because the whole thing is, that's the whole thing. Like now we talking about this, it's the same thing, how the industry and all of these other things, they want you while you're young, while you're in your adolescence, because the whole thing is you're easily to go ahead and be careless because you don't know no better.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
and they're helping you not to know no better.
So the thing is, they're going to go ahead and flood you with money, things, women, whatever it takes. If you're a woman, men that's going to go ahead and do whatever you ask. You know what I'm saying? However, the one thing about it is that once you get to that point, you start to get, then the ego starts to grow. You see what I'm saying? And once the ego starts to grow, you think you're untouchable. Like I was watching this one video, this dude was like, I'm Texas. I'm like, nigga, you are not Texas. You're one person in Texas. I don't care about Boosie Badass. I don't care about this person. I don't care about that person. I run Texas. I'm like,
why would you even say that?
I mean, why would you even think that? You know what I'm saying? Okay, it's just like
let me guess what happened to him.
No, nothing yet. This just recently. You know what I'm saying? But you will hear about it. You know what I'm saying? That person.
Somebody gonna catch him out there who says, "No, I'm Texas."
somebody has it, and it's the same thing. Like where people be like, "Man, I'm from New York. I'm from I'm from Jersey, nigga. I'm from, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Cali. I'm from Cali. It don't matter where you from, it's where you at. You know what I'm saying?
And where you at is where there's gonna be that ass whipping if
Hey,
you don't show and
hey,
prove.
hey,
But once
that's the
again, I mean, we're at the age we ain't trying to argue with nobody. I ain't trying to argue with nobody
but that's us
about
because we're
nothing.
older, because you were
But I
older.
do get upset sometimes.
But just think the young mental, the 18 who's like, man, I ain't going for shit.
Nah, I wasn't as bad.
Oh yeah, you
I was.
was.
Was I?
I know. I'm just saying that you told us about the story about the bowling alley, about something's happened where the what happened at the bowling alley? It was some dudes in a car or something like that.
Oh
And
no. Yeah, dude, no. Me and my homeboy, we knew each other. Well, he knew my older brother. Uh and I knew him, but because we both played basketball back in high school, but he was a few levels up. And we were betting on just something, and he just started running his mouth like, nigga, I wouldn't have paid you shit anyway. I mean, he just was acting like, I said, bitch, who the fuck you talking to? I will knock your big ass out. In fact, let's take the shoes off and go outside right now, big guy. Let me show you how I knock niggas down. Cause I was fresh out the military. Nigga, I would have beat the shit out of him. He was long. He was like 6'2". Nigga, I
and
ain't give
see,
a fuck about none of that. Nigga,
hey,
bring your ass. I'm gonna chop your big ass down. I did just like that. His team, yo, man, he's sorry. Nah, fuck that bullshit. Nigga, you ain't gonna try to call me out because my brother wasn't that tight. You could talk to him like that. So he got us confused and thought we was the same. No, I smacks a bitch. I knock a nigga out. That's
but
how I was back then.
but look how that switch just clicked on.
Woo! Cause you ain't trying me like that, bro. Don't
No,
try
no,
me
no,
like that.
no,
Don't try me like that, bro.
no. But I'm
I don't
just
do nothing to nobody.
this is a good
Okay?
this is a good example of what we're talking about. See how the switch just went flicked on?
Woo.
You relived that moment. You felt like you
I
was right
actually
back.
relived. Absolutely, I relived the whole moment. Every time I tell this, I relive that because I don't mess with no one. So I got skills. I know the art of fighting. I mean, I can defend myself.
You
Big,
know what the whole
small,
thing?
nigga,
But
all that. I'm ex-military. I'm trained. I don't do no fighting of nobody because I know how to hurt someone with one blow. I'm not about to sit there and fight with you. No, nigga, I'm gonna hit you one time and it's gonna be over. You get what you get. If you hurt, you hurt.
see, now just think the young 18-year-old going back to that point. You see what I'm saying? But now
Parents
today,
used to always
the,
protect me. I
no,
never
no,
got into
but
no fights because they knew
no,
I never want to hurt nobody.
no, but I'm saying today, the mental now would be like, you know what? You know what? The whole thing now, like you
If
said,
I was in the bowling alley and me and this dude who I thought was friends, and he started to try to play me like that, like you ain't gonna do nothing, I would tell him the same goddamn thing right now. Nigga, I will what you ain't gonna do is talk to me like you gonna do something to me,
hey,
because you're not.
you
You see
know what
what I'm
my
saying?
thing? Hey, but
I don't want any man to think ever that he gonna do something to me. Because
no,
that was my problem when I was young. I was always a small guy. Niggas used to think they could talk for me. Oh, Mike gonna do this, Mike gonna do. Nigga, you got me fucked up, nigga. I don't know who the hell y'all talking about. That was a real issue. I had to do some
so
shadow work
now
off of that.
the thing now though, what I'm saying is that once you get into
Uh-oh.
spirituality, first of all, see here?
That's Lloyd.
Oh, what up, Lloyd?
What's up with it? What's up with it? I don't got
What's
no
good,
camera
bro?
on
What's
this
good,
computer
man?
right now.
Huh?
What's going on? I said I don't got no computer. I don't got no camera on this computer right now.
Oh, you
Oh,
straight?
okay.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
good,
yeah.
bro?
Chilling. Just got done. Just got out of a meeting.
Oh, okay.
Developing apps and stuff.
So hold on one second, Lloyd, just to finish our thought. So
No
yeah,
problem.
but that's the good thing about memory and the past. But what I know now is that's the past. You right. I
And
probably wouldn't get upset because no one's gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't interact with anyone. The likelihood of that situation happening again is none to nil.
you
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
but what I think now though, what I'm saying, and then we'll give you a moment, Lloyd, to go ahead and introduce it. What I want to say is that the whole thing now being spiritually protected, you kind of don't have to really really go out unless you're going outside of what your spirit is telling you. You know what I'm
Oh, I
saying?
see what
Because
you, yeah, you
so
don't really
so
worry about any of that.
you don't really, and then the whole thing is just like when things happen now, the first thing, like, I like, you know what, I just, spirit, do what you want to do. I
See,
think I
I
think
don't do
now
that
I think
only
now
because my
I don't
Necronomicrons and
that's not my
Lucifer,
but that
they
ain't your
do.
responsibility. That ain't your worries. That ain't your responsibility.
If I say sick 'em, it is.
No, you just say, do as I will. Do what you need to do.
Nope. They
I
gonna do that anyway. I got to tell them to get on that
hey,
ass.
I'm just saying, you know what? My thing is just like, you know what? Hey, I release everything over to
No,
your kid.
mine are like starved
Hey,
dogs. They waiting. They be like, "Come on,
hey,
man, give us a chance. Let us have
I don't.
it."
And you know what? I just allow the spirit to go ahead and feel what it needs to do, what's best at the moment in time. You know what?
That's all. I know what
It's
you're
not
saying.
it's not my, hey. I don't, at that point. You cross the line. All I'm doing is just say, you know what? This is the issue. Spirit, you handle it. That's it. And now
And leave it
what?
alone. Right. Let it go.
It's
Fact.
not for me to go ahead and sit there and say, oh, but I need you to be like this with it, or
It
you know what, do a
it's
little bit like this, but
it's
no.
look, it's now that I have this great connection with my ancestors. I think a lot of the anger and stuff is a kind of a channel of what's happening, what's happened through them. I can, to feel the whole thing as the past and slavery and all that bullshit and how they was done. And it feels like when I get done like that, they don't like that shit.
Hey,
They don't like it.
the thing is now too. Oh,
If I
but
ever get, because I
we'll finish.
haven't,
We'll finish. Lloyd, welcome, my brother. Introduce yourself. I don't know how much you heard, with us, what we was talking about, but tell us, tell us what's good with you.
What's going on? What's going on? So, I mean, I do a little bit of everything. I mean, even, touching on some things that you're talking about, I kind of have like a different mentality about things. So, like, I don't operate off of any type of fear,
Mhm.
and I don't worry about what the other person's going to do because I know what I'm going to do.
mm,
You know what I'm saying?
facts,
And and most times you gotta understand what you're dealing with. You're dealing with people a lot of times don't even like themselves. They don't even know
facts.
they're operating off of autopilot, operating off of fear, they're operating off of
What is,
all of these
what is a
things that they don't even
non-playable
understand.
character?
So
NPC.
and, and so and so since that's what you're dealing with, you have choices in how you choose to operate with that. Um, but I don't operate off of vengeance or anything like that either because you also understand for the exact same reason that these people are operating off of autopilot. They don't know, like, you're dealing with people that don't know any better. Because if you know better, you do better. And a lot of
Fact.
times, so since it's just like if you're dealing with like a little kid that don't know any better or anything else, like, so that's how I kind of operate around them. And sometimes they don't like it. I get called condescending a lot, but it's not even like me condescending. It's me recognizing where they are. And so I talk to them, I deal with them according to where they are because they're going to tell you who we are. So, like, how, like, biblically it talks about not judging. And the reason why you don't judge, one of the byproducts of judging is you reveal your thought process and how you think. So whenever someone judged me, that they already told me how they think. I mean, Jazz used to see how I used to even operating off the line on the groups, like how I used to deal with people because they were always giving away who they are, how they are, what their belief, just off of just them. They don't even know that they're just giving me what
The
their archetype
energy.
is.
Right.
They're telling me what pattern they're operating off of
Mhm.
easily. And I used to just navigate around that stuff. And people used to wonder how, because I'm reading you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mm.
Everything, like, reading you beyond what you're typing or what you're responding in a group or responding in a thread. Like,
Reading
you're
their
telling,
energy, their
well
chakras, their
well
aurora.
but even more so, just their mentality. You get what I'm saying? Like, so based on how you're judging me, I know how to get to you. I know what's important to you. I know what drives you. I know where to hit. I even know what's going to hurt you, what's going to bother you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just off of those things. And so, what I like to tell people is this: it's like I don't say anything with the intent of offending you, but I'm willing to risk it. And part of that thing though is this: people people remember stuff better when it offends them. I've had plenty of people come back to me years after the fact saying, you know what, when you told me this, it pissed me off, I didn't like it, whatever. But you know what, you was right. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when I really thought, got a chance to think, like, you was right. And so a lot of times you get like a lot of apologies down the road for stuff because you were telling them something, but they didn't like how you was telling it to them. And a lot of people think that they need to like how you tell them stuff. And I get, I remind them like, listen, you not liking something is not the end of the world. It's not. Like for example, if I don't like that it's raining, it's not just gonna stop raining for me. I have to accommodate what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to operate according to what's going on. And so you're dealing with, people who it's like you're dealing with grown toddlers almost.
Yeah, kids in the spirit,
You
babies.
know, whine about everything that don't go their way. Want instant gratification. Think that you're supposed to
That's
see like
big right there. Instant
well,
gratification.
well,
That's
well that and also people that want you to spend more energy or put more energy to accommodating their issues than they're willing to put into addressing them.
Mhm.
It's
Nah,
not my job to accommodate
facts.
your issues, especially if you're not gonna wanna address that shit. You ain't gonna address that shit, I'm not accommodating a damn thing. You gonna get this work. That's what you gonna
Mhm.
get. However I give it to you is how you're gonna get it. Because guess what? You're not entitled to me accommodating you. Just because other people know you're not entitled to that. Not from me, you're not. I never agreed to this. That's another thing too about the treaties that you work with people. If I didn't agree to this, I don't owe you that. It's about what you agree to. I'll tell you right now, like I don't agree to that. No, I do not consent to that. None of that. You know what I mean?
Because when
And
you
so,
do that, you given the opportunity to allow people to you teaching them how to treat you. So if you
well,
go you give up that right, like you said,
I
you're
don't
not
no,
accommodating them. You don't give them that opportunity to go
no,
ahead and even go
no.
there.
I like to see how they want to treat me.
Mm,
I want to see how they want to naturally treat me. So a lot of times you're teaching them about the person how to treat you, and what
mhm,
happens is that they're delaying how they always wanted to treat you in the first place. Since
Facts.
let's just like what Maya Angelou said, he said when a person shows you who they are, believe them.
mhm.
So I'm not teaching you shit because I gotta teach you how to I gotta teach you how to be a decent human being. I gotta teach you how to be respectful. Well, what are we talking about?
Right,
No,
right,
not like especially you dealing with grown people. I ain't gotta teach you how to be respectful.
Facts.
right,
They know they wrong when they doing
mm,
wrong.
If
right,
you don't want to respect me, cool. Guess what you gonna do? Access to me.
right.
That's it.
There you go.
That's
I
There
it.
you
don't
go.
deal with people
You
that
lose
don't
that. You
respect me.
lose that
I don't
access.
I don't deal with people that don't respect me. If you don't respect me, cool. I see where you at. We ain't gotta deal with each other at all. All
Mm.
this agree to disagree stuff. At what? That's like a desperate attempt to at least agree on something. No, we can simply disagree.
Said no, we just disagree, nigga. I don't
Right.
agree. Period.
Mm,
I
So
feel you, but see, most people can't have honest conversations like that. When you lie to yourself all the time, and now a person sees you for who you are, that's kind of scary for most people.
but then again, that's not your problem.
I'm
and
not I'm just
I don't
saying.
make other people problem my problem. You ever watch The Wire?
Yeah,
So this is like the first episode of The Wire.
I never
Something that
watched it. I got to
you
go
never
back and
seen The
first
watch it.
Wire?
episode. So anyway,
Fire.
you got Officer or Detective McNulty at the time. It's Detective McNulty and Detective Funk. And so what McNulty had a hard time with is he would start working cases because he just cared so much that were not his. And what Bunky would say was like, "There you go again, giving a
Mm-hmm.
fuck when it ain't your turn to give a fuck."
Fuck.
And a lot of people be giving a fuck out of turn. Like, but
Basically,
but
when I
that's the
hand you a case,
problem though is like we're think that we supposed to give a fuck about any and everything, and you just as human beings, you don't have the capacity for that. You're not supposed to. So I called it like I don't know if you remember my post, but I've been talking about this for at least 15, 16 years at this point. Well, I was talking about the fuck management system. I was like, people are being fuck whores. They're being way too promiscuous with their fucks. Can't be just giving fucks to just any and everything. You have to treat your fucks like they're special. So seriously, like you hear that person be like, "I'm all out of fucks to give." They're like met some type of accomplishment. Like, no, you just showed that you were too promiscuous with your fucks. And
Fact.
now you gotta revoke all your fucks back from all these things you gave it to. Like, you shouldn't be all out of fucks. You should. I have plenty of fucks to give because I'm stingy with these motherfuckers. I'm a miser with my fucks. You understand me? Like, I'm
Hey,
screwed with these fucks.
so is that, would you say that's more on the lines of learning to disconnect from humanity?
No, it's not a disconnection.
It is a
It's
part of
learning.
disconnection though,
I don't
because you
I
have
don't.
to go ahead and disconnect from your ordinary thought process to go ahead and even get to the point where you like you said, you know what?
It's more of a
I don't
realization
look
though.
at it. I don't think I think it's like you're learning and you deal with things accordingly. So a lot of people operate from this idea of what they think the world's supposed to be.
Mhm,
I
Mm,
deal with the world as it is.
mhm.
there it is.
I 'Cause you know why? Because what you think the world's supposed to be ain't
And
it.
what it is, right?
The world is exactly what's
What
supposed
it
to be
is to
right
be.
What
now.
it's supposed to
Right,
It's
be, right?
exactly
right.
what it's supposed to be. You
Mhm,
are out of order.
mhm,
This world was like this before your ass got here. It's gonna be still the same way when your little punk ass leave.
mhm.
So the nerve of you to think you're gonna determine how the world's gonna be. If you don't take your little silly ass on,
You
That's what we were just talking about. Somebody that was saying that they are Texas. I'm like, I'm not even in Texas or live from Texas, but I'm just like, you, the nerve of you to think that you are that, your ego's gotten to the point where it's that where you saying you run a whole state.
well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't really get into monitoring or determining what somebody's ego or self feeling about themselves should be. I don't think the problem is that people think too highly of themselves. I think it's just the opposite. I wish that people really did think as highly as themselves as you try to project.
I think
If you get
though,
what I'm saying.
yeah, but you know, I feel that if you are running something, you don't have to say it.
Of course, but like, and we know that they're not, right? We know this about them. But
Hmm.
like I said, the issue is not that is ego. The issue is just, you know, more so they plan themselves. Plus on top of it, it's like it's so much more like
You're
what is
asking
Texas?
for, you're
Oh,
asking for
but what is Texas when you look at it in comparison to the entire
the
universe?
word. Right, right,
right?
right,
It's
right,
Nothing.
nothing.
right.
Nothing.
You want
Scarface used to
Texas,
say the
you can have
world is
Texas.
mine.
Yeah, if you want Texas, you can have Texas. I mean, even the world, when you look at it compared to the entire universe, our
Universe.
Earth ain't nothing. Like you look
Mhm.
at the entire, I listen to
But
Neil deGrasse
Lloyd,
Tyson. Not
their
saying that he,
mind can't expand that far. They can
I mean, of
barely
course not.
expand past the hood. You
Right.
talking
Well,
about
I'm
to
just
look
saying,
outside the earth.
and those are things that I assess already, right? So we get
Uh-huh.
that about them, right? So that's why I deal with them accordingly. What I'm not going to do. But see, here's the thing, right? So I used to have these people. It's just like, oh, you think you're better than everybody. It's like it's not that I think I'm better. You know, am I better than what you limited yourself to be? Of course I am. But so are you. But you
Mm.
don't know that yet. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? And so
Turn on
what
the
you have
light.
to do, so the reason why you have to be fearless, the reason why you have to be unapologetic, the reason why you have to continue to operate in the way that you know you can operate is
Mhm.
so that you give these other people permission to do the same so they can see that it's possible. Because
Right. You shine the example. The
everything else
spirit
is
works
telling
through
people
you.
to everything is telling everybody to shrink themselves. No, you
Mhm.
don't want to shrink yourself for what?
Yeah, that's a poet. That's a who said that in a poem? I'm
You're
sure.
talking about Marianne Williamson, Our Deepest Fear.
Yeah, our deepest fears. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
But yeah, you ain't gotta shrink so other people won't feel insecure around you. What are we talking about? And so, and so many people are used to that. You know, you see like the people like, that go along to get along. So what happens is guess what? Like they're not even, like you got these people that have
Well,
been
I
friends
call
for
them
years
zombies.
because you got these
Sheep.
people who've been friends for years, and then finally something actually tests their friendship, and you find out they was never friends for real. Matter of fact, you be having people that don't even like each other, but they've been calling each other friends for years. They don't even
Yeah.
like each other for real.
Hmm.
Well,
Like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is
look,
that?
I got some so-called friends like that. I know. I don't know what they know because you can always feel it. They've been jealous. Certain people just. I mean, it's sad when you go into a situation and you just there to chill, but everyone else there to try to see what they can get from it.
It's funny how money changes situation.
Hmm. I mean, it's just crazy. The lack of intellectual prowess, but it is what it is. I can only get better each day, reflect on my decisions so tomorrow is better.
So Lloyd, this your first time on, right? So what we normally do, we ask people their first time um two questions. We ask, do you have any spiritual businesses that you promote? We want you to elaborate on that. And we also ask, what brought you into the light of spirituality?
Um, I mean, technically, all of my businesses are spiritual because they're all for the purpose of helping people. Whether it's helping people bring their dreams to reality, like it's kind of like freeing people from the confines of what's normal per se, right?
Mhm.
But like the thing that I am most proud of is Blackified, which Blackified is is about black economic empowerment. So I built a search engine slash directory of black owned businesses to help people find and support black owned businesses. And unlike most of the directories that's in this same space that charge businesses for being on it, we list businesses for free. And in fact, we pay you to add businesses to the listing because we want this to be the most comprehensive directory of black owned businesses ever. Why? Because what we want to do is build an all black economy.
Mhm.
Because, you know, people talk about, oh, that people, like, there's a lot of people that feel like when you're serving black people or when you're accommodating black people that you're limiting yourself. And I don't agree with that. Yeah, it is about 47 million of us in the United States, but worldwide, it's 4.2 billion, which is enough to power anything, right? So, so, like a lot of times people come up with reasons why they can't. I come up with reasons why I can. But Blackified is the initiative to start that. And so from there, you I want people to be able to sell their products and services directly on there. I have a currency called melanin. And the reason why I
Yeah.
chose melanin is to subconsciously feed the idea that your melanin is valuable. And so we have our own currency, our own ecosystem, our own product and services worldwide. A worldwide ecosystem. I also have Blackified TV, or and Blackified Media, which is we have our own television networks.
Coming
Um,
soon with new content.
it's not coming soon. It's here.
Well,
Um, Also the same thing with radio, so that because we have to have our own media so we can control our own narratives. We can send the messages that we need to send and everything that we need to do without relying on their infrastructure. The whole idea is to have our own infrastructure that does not rely on them. And so that's to me, that's where you start is you have to build an economy first. And then once you have an economy, that enables you to put everything else in place that you need. Um, so there's that. When I first I've always been a truth seeker. Um, but I would say uh the thing that kind of took me over the top is like, I was in college and
Where you go to
instead
school?
I went to YSU, Youngstown State University, which is like the most boring college that you ever go to. Like, don't go there. I feel like I missed out on real college life going there. The city of Youngstown, like that is just not the place to be for anyone
I
at
know a lot
all.
of people in Youngstown
Y-
because
I, I
I
do
used to live in
too.
Columbus.
Yeah, yeah. I do too. I mean, I wouldn't live in Columbus either for a whole
I'm
another reason. I mean, the only thing really there is Ohio State. What else are you gonna do other than eat and shop? Because like they don't have like what else are they gonna do?
I had a
Uh,
ball. That
I hear
was
you. I
yeah,
hear
I had
you.
a ball.
But so in that journey of being actually on my own, I started to I had joined the gospel choir, but like I'm trying to remember what exactly happened, but I kind of felt this feeling of just being like completely at peace. And so, at first I thought it just came from just reading my Bible. But I also realized that I would have this same feeling when I did something like read a textbook or a math book. So it wasn't just about quote unquote spiritual principles. It was about feeding myself viable
Knowledge.
information,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And then I started to have certain ideas that I would challenge. Like the the things that so like the Bible, it even itself describes itself as, a stumbling block or the chief cornerstone, because it could be either or. For those who don't understand it, or you want to follow how you were indoctrinated to interpret it, it's going to be a stumbling block. So you're thinking it's going to be your chief cornerstone, but it's not allowing you to understand everything that's in it. Because it's some dope truths in the Bible,
Hmm.
but most people are not reading it in that way.
Hmm.
But so just in that, I would start to challenge things, and then it was a couple of things that kind of hit me. Um, that was like so the funniest thing. So what book kind of put everything all together for me, and you would never think it was the book. But just take a guess, like of all the books out there, like what book do you think would have just made things just sparked everything for me?
Proverbs or Psalms.
No, no, it's not. It wasn't even a Bible book. It was
Oh, okay,
the
a regular book.
yeah.
Probably a
Oh,
kid's book.
No,
You know,
The Color Purple.
oh wow. Okay.
It was a revelation I got from reading The Color Purple that just made everything make sense. And this was like back in like 2004. So by the time I came across you, Jazz, I had been like 8 years into that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so that's the reason why, like, a lot of times people don't really understand how it's coming from. I mean, and I get it. I understand, like, you you gotta understand where people are. And like one of the curses of this, I'm just calling it a curse for just to kind of give like what the one of the drawbacks, or one of the things you got to become in peace with, is understanding everybody else and very few people understanding you.
Hey,
Because
that's how they say it's a gift and a curse.
yeah, and so and that's just part of the journey. Like that's the reason why it's lonely. They talk about narrow is the way. Narrow
Right.
is the way, not because of why people think, but it's a lonely journey because you are at a space where you can help all these people, but no one can help you.
Hmm.
And the
right.
problem though is, even though you can help these people,
They're
they're
not
not
listening.
allowing you to,
Right. Right.
right?
Hmm.
And so, because the biggest thing, like even and so that's how we kind of go into the first thing I kind of jumped in the conversation with, right? Because another thing the Bible says this is honor a prophet in the name of the prophet, and you receive the prophet's reward.
Hmm.
And so they're not honoring you as you should be honored. What you do, you dust your feet off, you keep moving. So when someone doesn't respect me, I duly noted, right? Duly noted. I know how to operate with you now.
Hmm.
Right.
You, you get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so, sometimes you got to be a mirror. Or I kind of intentionally am unintentionally a mirror for people, where the things that they don't like about me are actually the things that they're projecting from themselves. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we just got through talking about about people getting angry and stuff. It's not that they're angry at you; it's angry at
For
themselves.
sure. I mean, and when
Yeah.
you realize that, you like I say, like that's why I tell people all the time, like the reason why you're upset is because you're making something personal that is not personal.
Right.
Like it ain't even about you. You making it about you. It ain't even about you. You know, it's just like even the women that get mad because their dude cheating. It's not even about you for real. It's not about you. You're personalizing this for shit, but it ain't even about you. Oh, they promised me this. Okay, so this is a person that cannot keep their word. They're not able to keep their oaths. But you
Mhm.
think it's your fault? Like what you're talking about? Like, okay, this person showed you this. So
Now
you're
you're
gonna act
taking on
accordingly.
some embodying somebody else's.
Well, well, they're making it like they're making it their problem.
Mhm.
And I am definitely somebody who's out of the business of making your problem my problem.
Facts. I don't give a damn.
That's
I
the
tell you,
part.
I'm like,
Hey,
Lord, I give you what the Spirit gave me to give you, and after that, that's on you, baby.
So, you know, that's the thing is I'm not no, because I mean, as I tell people like there's enough challenges in life without you doing things to make it harder. But also too, it don't even have to be that hard. I mean, even once again, come unto me, all ye who labor and are of heavy
and the heavy
laden,
burden
and
and
I will give you what? Rest. He
rest.
said, take my yoke upon you. What? My yoke is
Yoke is
easy and my
easy and
burdens
the
are
burden is
light,
light. Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So if your burdens ain't light, what that mean?
Right.
You doing too fucking much.
Hmm.
You
Slow
doing
down.
way too fucking much. You worried about all the wrong shit, everything. You need to reprioritize. That's what that mean. So if you stress the fuck out because you want to be stressed the fuck out because you're worrying about dumb shit that you don't need to be
We
worried
just
about,
talking about
that's
being
why. That's
depressed
why.
and
So
depression.
you know, it's just like when people want to get back. Oh, I'm offended. Well, if you're offended, you deserve to be offended because that's what you were
Fact.
looking for.
It applies to you.
That's what no, and that's what you were looking for. You were looking to be offended, so you got it.
Hmm.
Congratulations, that's your prize. It's just like even when you look at the Lord's prayer. He said, you know, we talk about we get that Sermon on the Mount, and he's talking about
Satan
before they
stand
doing stuff,
behind me.
no, they doing stuff to be seen, and then you have your reward. Well, if you were looking to be offended, you have your reward.
Mhm.
There you go. Right. You got it. I gave you the parable and you
Now,
was offended by it.
now,
If
why
it
is it my
applies to
problem?
you,
I don't know. And I
if
explain
it
to people
applies
like
to you, it is you.
I explain to people like emotions are not meant to be drivers of the car.
Right.
They
Facts.
are indicators. They let you know that there's something that you need to address.
Mhm.
So it reminds me of, let's say me and you driving on the freeway, right? You driving on the freeway and I'm right behind you and you brake real hard, so that makes me have to brake real hard too. But when I brake real hard, my brake light comes on. So
Mhm.
now I'm mad. So what I go do, I come speed up with a brake light on, by the way. Come speed up, drive by you, roll down my window. My brake light is on. My
Or they
Like,
just
hey,
yelling.
nobody gonna care.
well, it's not even a problem.
It's,
Right.
My
it's
brake light,
that's
your brake light
that's
ain't
your brake
on.
light.
Mine is
Yeah,
on.
you're
Exactly.
right. That's your indicator.
My brakes are fine. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
these are the type of things that happen. My brake light is on. My brake light is on. You gonna stop? My brake light is no, I'm not fucking stopping. You
It
psycho.
sounds like a you problem.
That's right. I don't know what you're talking about. If your
Because
brakes went out, that's still on
I'm
you.
I'm supposed to stop in the middle of the freeway and risk all our safety? No. If you don't take your ass to Midas or wherever the hell you get your shit fixed and go get it fixed.
That's where you said you got the extra fucks to give then, huh?
Yeah. Listen, I got plenty of fucks to give because I don't be just distributing it all willy nilly. Like, what the hell are we talking about? Like, see, the
Facts.
thing is because I understand how people work, I know when something isn't my problem, and it seems cruel to the average person because they're used to people having to
Hey,
accommodate their bullshit, and
Right.
I'm not doing that. And
No, I
so
don't do
dude,
that either,
at this
bro.
point in my life right now, it's not my problem. That's hey, It's not. I'm
Well, the
sorry.
problem is we normally are in peace anyway. It be others that try to interrupt my peace. It don't be me interrupting my peace.
And you keep interrupting it over there.
All right, you do what you do over there, and I'm gonna go get me a good night's sleep.
Because I promise you, I'm gonna sleep well.
And you should.
Uninterrupted. You know what I'm saying? Uninterrupted. Hey, that's like what I used to tell Mentor. I was like, like especially like Lloyd, you got to see the transformation from me being
Yeah. Like
older.
I remember when it happened. I'm like, the hell he finally saw. Because I remember how he used to be, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, welcome to the light. Welcome to the light, man. Because I was telling Mentor, I was like, I used to make fun of Jazz all the time because of his like. I used to just poke, like even like, but the cool thing about Jazz, like he was always cool, always a good sport. But I used to pick with him about this stuff. I'm like, yo, you cannot be this serious. Oh, you cannot be serious. I used to mess with Jazz all the time about that stuff, man.
Life or death.
All the
Yo,
time.
so throughout that, the whole thing is that's why I said, the transformation is beautiful, man. I mean, because when you could look from where you came from and where you are, and then that's just not even going ahead of where you going. Because like
How
right
many
now,
times you think you were born again?
daily, I'm born again all the time. You know what I'm saying? Every moment, every second, every time, you know what I'm saying? By living in truth, you know what I'm saying? I'm constantly reminded that I'm born again. So it's not something where I can go ahead and put an actual date on. You know what I'm saying? Some people like, well, on this day, this, that, or whatever. However, once that day started, it starts to roll forward, and then
Mm,
you just don't look back.
right. Never ending path.
And like you said, Lloyd, it can get lonely, but a lot of stuff you're still dealing with a lot of stuff about you that you haven't come to grips with. So I felt like that. Like I tell you, because when I heard that, it's just like you need to call mental. You just need to call mental. And then I called my cousin School, and School's like, man, I keep telling you, man, don't you just call? I called him, and because before, like in the '80s, when he was talking to me, you already know, Lloyd, I wasn't trying to hear him, not from where I was. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was trying to tell him the programming ran so deep that it was just like I couldn't block out when. So when he was talking to me, how I always say is just like when you tune in into a radio station. I was trying to tune into the right frequency, but all I heard was I could hear little stuff in the background.
Right. I've been in this for years, over 20 something years. I
The
remember
80s
no
is
one.
30. 80s is
No, it was around. It was the 90s. It was the 90s.
no. Let me see.
It was
89,
when I got out of the military.
88. What year you got out?
Like
90 what?
91, 92.
91? Okay. Because 93 is when I moved back to Rochester from
It
Virginia
might. I
Beach.
think it was 92, late 92. We got back in the late 92. But when I got back, yeah, I was on a whole new thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so when I started doing my shows and stuff around that was 90, I started 94. So
Mm-hmm.
95, 96 is when you
6.
started to, yeah, and then that's why I said I always knew something was different. But like you said, when you can hear the frequency changing, but you just didn't, I couldn't tap in. So all the stuff that was going on by being programmed, you block out a lot of stuff. And that's why I was saying, like, to mentor, I was like, when you've been programmed since birth, even before I got here, my parents was praying about certain things before I even came out the womb. My mom was reading to me from the Bible, preaching, praying over me in her stomach. You know what I'm saying? So when I came through, it's it was a lifestyle for me. I didn't know any different.
Well, no,
But
you
I
got to remember, Jazzy,
but
you
I
came down here for that exact same thing. You
But
had to go
and I
through
and
everything
I
you went
wouldn't
through to be
and I
who you
wouldn't
are.
change it. And I
but
wouldn't
but you know,
change
so
not
what,
one
Jazz?
thing. Hmm?
Like, keep in mind, like my grandfather was a reverend. As soon as I learned how to read, I had to learn the books of the Bible in
Yeah.
order,
Yep.
right?
Yep. From Genesis
So
all
like,
the way. Yep.
so I had the same conditioning, and like, but the thing about it, what I think the advantage I had was, I learned very early, like I can't make people happy. I might as well do what I want to do, right? Like,
Facts.
like having that, and then also it was just always something within me that just knew I was somebody, no matter, like when other people didn't believe in me, I still did, and that was even just from the time I was young, whatever. And so having that from an early age
Mhm.
was really like a really big advantage because especially when you hear about all the people that want, self esteem and all that, it's called esteem of your motherfucking self, bitch, like Cat Williams. But, like, so many people that struggle with that because they always relied on somebody else for
Right.
how they felt about themselves.
Mhm.
And
I
so
think that was the biggest boost for me is because in my family, I didn't really feel like anyone gave a damn. My dad loved my brother. He was the oldest. My mom loved the youngest. He was the youngest. I was in the middle, a few years from my oldest brother and about a few years from my youngest. Perfect scenario. So
I
I
think
used to just
mine
love
was
myself. I said, I got to have enough love for me
I
to
was an
treat me right.
example. I was more of an example. So I think that was my issue.
You were the oldest, right? Yeah.
So everything I thought of, like, I felt responsible. And that's something that even carried on even to my later years. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like protector. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you need me, I'm dropping whatever I'm doing to come help you, this, that, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you learn when you get older that sometimes it's not like you said. How did you say it, Lloyd? When you said as far as how you with others, I forgot how you said it. You said something about um the love that you have for others, they're not giving you that same.
well, yeah, it's not reciprocal because it can't be. It's just like that's the thing about Jesus, right? Like, Jesus never expected more from people than what they were capable of. They don't even
Mm,
love themselves. How
mm.
they gonna love you? Like, you ever hear what people's self-talk is?
Right.
Like people have a hard time. Like when they mess up, they be calling themselves all kind of stupid motherfuckers and all like so if they talking that shit to themselves. Imagine
How you think
how
they're
they gonna
gonna
talk
talk
to
to
you
you?
when they don't understand something or they disagree. They're gonna do the same shit because that's just where they are. So
Disorder.
so you can't expect more from that person.
Yeah. And that's what
How?
helps soothe you over
Because
when a person's
because
being an
also
asshole
because
because they don't know no
also
better.
because also biblically, what does it say? Love thy neighbor as
As I
thyself.
saw.
So
Right.
yourself is the baseline. If you ain't loving yourself right, how the hell you gonna love somebody
You
else?
got to love yourself first, and then that's what we always say on here is that it's like when you're on the airplane, they tell you, say, do not attempt to go ahead when the oxygen mask falls. Do not attempt to put it on anyone else. Put it on yourself first,
First.
because you struggling trying to go ahead and put it on somebody else, your children, the baby, everybody dies. You know what I'm saying? So they said put it securely on yourself first, and they telling you right there, love yourself first, and then as you go ahead and you get yourself situated, then you move forward and you help those that's in need. But you got to help yourself first. You got to love yourself first. If you don't love yourself first, then
You've got nothing. Without self love, there is nothing else.
and then people gonna call you selfish. They're gonna say, "Oh, you know what I'm saying? You this, you only care about yourself. This, that." There's a difference about caring about yourself and loving yourself.
But they don't.
You s-
I mean, that's how they were taught. But
right?
like we already know, like that self-preservation is the first law of nature. I can't do. I'm gonna take care of you. I take care of me.
Facts.
Here's my question for you: if you and some people had to climb up a mountain and you had to help them up it, which is the more effective method? To try to carry them on your back while you climb the mountain, or to climb that mug first and try to pull them up once you get up there? Which one?
No, but
Yeah,
climb that mountain and drop a rope.
yeah. It's always you get up there first. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. Because I mean, how you gonna help somebody if you've never been there before yourself?
I was always a knower in I gotta love myself more than anything. Anybody, mama, daddy, kid, wife, friend, me.
And
Loving me.
that's hard when you become like, especially it was hard for me because, like I said, being the oldest and having younger siblings. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I always felt responsible. You know what I'm saying? I always felt responsible, and it wasn't until like my later years where I just had to go ahead and say, you know what? Everybody's grown. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I will be here if you need me. However, I'm not I don't have to feel like guilt,
If something
because
happened to him, yeah.
the choices that you made. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't have a love or something like that. However, I got things that I have to take care of me, Jazz first, and then I can help. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to neglect that. And I think I did that a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of things with me on my growth and my, from Lloyd, from where you met me, I always, like I kind of worried about what people said, you know what I'm saying, or thought about, and then it got to the point where it's like, you know what? Damn that. I don't give a damn. I really don't. You know what I'm saying?
They
So
don't
I don't.
care about what
So
other people
so
said.
the whole thing is, I don't even know why I allowed myself to even get like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a person
But
that
you
like,
were taught to.
Mm,
Like it was conditioning. I mean, like you
Programming.
you're taught to worry about your reputation and stuff like that because, and also too, I mean, to a certain degree, it also has an effect on how people are going to receive you. But once you get the cheat code and realize like that shit was unmanageable in the first place, like you can't control somebody else's thoughts.
you
Right.
can't. That's insane. That's insanity. I mean, to think that you can control how others view you or think of you, that's it's an impossible task.
Because it's
Never.
based on themselves. It's not really based on you.
Hmm.
Remember, everyone else is just a mirror to themselves anyway. What you don't like in someone else is something you now normally don't like in
Like in
yourself.
yourself, yeah.
Well, it's going on 2 hours, my brothers. Woo!
Lloyd, I
Lord, thank
appreciate
you
you
for
coming
coming
on,
in,
bro.
brother.
Yeah, I had a long. No, my meeting went on longer than I thought it was, but it was cool. It was cool. It's a kind
We
of a big
we
project.
we do these. When we're in a groove, we do them maybe once a week, depending on
Mhm.
our guests. We have some guests. We'll do it twice a week, something like that.
But yeah, I'm planning on doing a podcast too. But yeah, I mean, you could definitely accomplish this from the platform that I told you about. Y-
Yeah, and
Did you
that
did you
right.
get a chance, did you check out Me Myself and AI yet, Jazz?
Me myself,
Gotta check it out. I promise you, it's dope.
okay. Me myself and I.
So,
Me and
Lloyd,
myself and AI. Music.
give us some parting words, my brother.
Oh, thank you. First,
Definitely.
Lloyd, for popping in. You really surprised me, bro. And I'm happy that you stopped by. Um, but also he did my website, so I'll be
Doing my website, mindscombined.com.
and it's nice. I just gotta do a couple more little fine things to go ahead and before I release it to the public. But I want to say thank you, Lloyd. You did an excellent job. I mean,
Yeah, I seen it.
it's looking really, really nice, man. So if y'all need websites, if you need any type of
Video,
computer, video,
anything there, video, AI, all
video,
that.
Well,
he's the man to see.
I mean, and you should do it soon because um, today's price, yesterday's
Ain't
price is not
tomorrow's
today's price,
prices.
and my demand is going up by the day. Like
There you go.
I'm not even making that up. Like I'm doing some dope stuff every day, so people are starting to see it. But yeah, yesterday's price ain't today's price. So if you're gonna do something, do it
Do it
ASAP.
now. Okay. And how do
But
they
yeah,
get a hold of you,
Yeah, I'm
Lloyd?
just gonna say drop your website and all that.
all right. So probably the best way to get a hold of me is via phone. Um, you can call 216
Can you put
four
it up,
two
Mike?
one
You know how to do it?
Think
two
I
one six
do.
216 421 5025. And
216 no
no,
two
50. 502.
502.
No, no, no. Whoa. It's 216
Uh-huh.
421
421. That's what I've got. Okay. 421
5025.
5025. Oh,
And
hold on.
don't be disturbed because the AI receptionist is going to answer. Um, but like after you tell it what you want. I'm pretty good at calling people back. Um, but yeah, that's why I can get that number off freely because whatever BS you on, the AI receptionist is going to catch that before before you get to me anyway. But I do see everything, and no, I definitely get back with you, especially if you're hitting me up with something legit. But
All right.
like I said,
Let's
I
see.
literally do everything. But like also, like I said, check out me myself and AI music.com or me myself and AI social.com. It's still the same website, but you get a different experience based on the link. So if you're into making AI music or you want to listen to AI music, obviously use AI music one. If you just want to enjoy a black owned and a black developed social network, come check us out. We have audio rooms. We have uh, what they call it, short form content like TikTok. We have lives. But big and most important, we have these things called spaces where you can have, you can do what you're doing here now on StreamYard, or have live events or meetings or whatever use case you want to use it for. You can have watch parties for videos or movies, or just like the possibilities is endless. And you can
Yeah,
stream to all the
I was
platforms.
telling Lloyd, I'm a jump. I'm getting off StreamYard. I'm gonna jump on his platform.
Okay.
And you should.
Of course. Yeah, I'm trying to get some of the melanin bucks. I need that. I need that currency.
Right. Right.
I need that. I need to produce shows for you, all that, bro. I need that
All that.
melanin, man. I need that.
For sure, for sure. But yeah, it's like I said, it's there, it's ready. And then two, if using it, you need something. Well, like another thing too, like I have it set up already where you can stream right to, like, if you have like an internet radio station, you can stream right to your internet radio station from our platform.
Mm.
Like it's a all in one media thing. And what I'm working on, is getting a deal with Sirius Satellite Radio
Oh,
because
that's what's up.
yeah. And so to being able to stream directly to them from our platform would be powerful for
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of reasons. But the biggest thing is that we're offering something unique enough where we should be accepted on their platform pretty easily based on even that alone. And so what'd be cool is, to get people who can have shows for those segments. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up um radio now to kind of get things kind of in the flow and building our name and our brand. That way, it's a really easy sell to Sirius Satellite Radio once they open up the
Excellent.
applications for it.
That's what's up.
Okay.
That is
So,
what's up. I
so
love it.
yeah, so yeah, we here.
So your
Um,
number is posted right there, so everybody can see it.
well, that's just my direct business line because
Mhm.
you can call me for a variety of different things. Obviously, from you can know from this conversation, if you want something developed, obviously I'll tell you what number to call me on that. But right now, that's just a general purpose. Any type of business you want to do, because I do a lot.
Mhm.
Um, so it's really what you're trying to do or what you had a vision for. Because what I can do for you is really about your vision. It's not even about my capabilities. Because I can just
Facts.
about
It's
do anything,
endless. Right. Right.
and it's also about what you can fund because I'm not funding it myself. I'm not. It's not coming out of my pocket.
Come with
You
the
know,
dineros, okay?
right?
Nothing's free, people.
And yesterday's prices is not
They're
today.
not
Yeah,
today's prices.
it's not.
No,
It's not.
sir.
It's not. It's not.
So
But I
Well,
mean,
thank you again, Lloyd, for coming on, man. You always have an open invite. Like I said, we do a bunch of them.
yeah, we're
I
supposed to
want
have
to
a
see
guest
how.
tonight.
I want to see how somehow we can, I want to collab so I can get over there on your network, doing it
well, do
your
you have
way.
time after this so I can kind of like show you how it works, so that way next time you can just do it easily.
I'll give you a call tomorrow.
All right. All right.
Definitely.
Cool.
Oh, but I
Cool.
definitely
Cool.
want to know, bro. Definitely. So I'm on it. Before we do another one, we will have a collab set up.
Right. But just so you know, it's a very easy setup. Like
Oh, okay.
super easy.
Tenfold.
Like it's super
Tenfold.
easy. But there are things I like to walk people through. But
I got
it's
you.
yeah.
Because we
So
still I did get a chance to do some I had the StreamYard audio AI the stream, so it broke it down into segments. So I sent you like 6 or 7 segments all in one set, all in just one session. It broke it all the way down to like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes a piece.
Okay.
that's
But
dope.
we'll
So we
talk
can use
about
it.
that too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I want to say thank you, Lloyd. You know what I'm saying, my brother. Um, and like I said, you and Mental are somebody that can go ahead and actually see where I was, and I'm not nowhere near where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't want nobody to think like, oh, hey, this guy think. No, it's not like that. What I'm saying is that, but from the beginning, I mean, Lloyd on the in the groups back 2009, 10 when groups first start popping, you got to see my mental state there. Mental, I've known you almost all my life. So, you know what I'm saying? This is just people that can bear witness that, is a good thing to go ahead and share. But I want to say thank you. I just want to leave by saying, like, share, subscribe, hit up Lloyd, mental. But I do want to say, whatever you're doing, do not give up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep pushing. Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop doing what you feel you need to do. My dad used to tell me, it's like, never let someone get in the way or stop you from doing what you need to do or get done. So
Acts.
that's all I
So
have. Go ahead, Lloyd.
so I'll build off of that by telling a little short story. It's really short, but so I have long locks. You can't tell from my little avatar, but people will stop me all the time and they'll tell me some story of, oh, I had locks, or I was going to get locks, but I didn't want to go through the ugly phase. And I tell them all the time,
Hmm?
like, everything has an ugly phase.
Acts.
There's a time where you don't know how to play piano. You sound like crap, but if you just tough through it, eventually you'll sound like something. And then you keep going, and eventually you'll be okay. Then good, then possibly great. But you gotta go through the ugly phase first, you know. And then that's if you want to call it that. I mean, like it's a journey. Everything has a journey, and so many people are so fixated. Well, not even fixated, because there's nothing wrong with being fixated. But if you gotta appreciate the journey as well as the destination. When you look at people that's really great at what they do, we know what they fall in love with, the process.
Right. Not the end result.
They fall in love with the process.
Hmm. All right. Well, as you can see, people, two very spiritual brothers on the line on Cosmic Awareness today, waking up from the dream world. Uh, all I can say is, to end it off, it's not about where you start, but where you end up. The truth arrows all point in the same direction for all of us. We just take different paths. And, anything you want to know, you can know. This is the age and the time. Peace, love. My
Peace,
brothers,
everybody.
thank you.
One love, baby.
No
One.
worries. Peace.